السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله اللهم صل وسلم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه والتابعين بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وبعد. Thank you, Sister Sarah, our chairperson tonight, and my dear brothers and sisters, and very good evening to all of you. Tonight I will discuss on the topic of what is Islamic law or what is Sharia law. Okay, I start with this Brunei Times. What His Majesty of Brunei said on enforcing Islamic law in Brunei. He said that who are we to say wait? Who are we to say wait? And the other one is Sharia law is beautiful and fair, said State Mufti of Brunei. And then this one, secular law failed to deter crime. So the question is, what is the main issue or the main concern or the main factor that contribute to the failure of secular law or man-made law to deter crime? And why we as Muslims, we believe that Sharia law is much better compared to secular law. But to know this, I would like to explain on the main sources of Islamic law or Sharia law. When we say Islamic law or Sharia law, it is divine law. It is divine law. It is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So there are 5 main sources of Islamic law. Number 1 is the Quran, the Holy Book. Number 2 is a Sunnah, examples of Prophet or the traditions of the Prophet. Number 3, Qiyas, analogical reasoning. Number 4, Ijma, which means a consensus of Muslim scholars or Islamic juries. And number 5, Ijtihad. Sorry for the error. Ijtihad, not Ijtihad. Ijtihad, extrapolation. Okay. Number 1 is Quran or the Holy Book. As Muslims, we believe that we have only one Holy Book. Compared to other religion, they have a number of versions of the holy books. But for Muslims, we believe that we have only one Quran. And for the Quran, we have what we call this Ash-Shari'atul Islamiyyah allati la tataghayyar bitaghayyur az-zaman wa makan, which means that Islamic law which we cannot change the law, irrespective places, irrespective countries, people, so on and so forth. For example, how do we pray? Malay Muslims or Chinese Muslims or Indian Muslims, when they pray with one uniform pattern, one way. There's one uniform pattern, but there is also what we call this Ash-Shari'atul Islamiyyah allati tataghayyar bitaghayyur az-zaman wa makan, which means that Islamic law which can be changed. We can change that, but it depends on certain circumstances. For example, let's say with regard to can you give me one example? Implementation of hudud. Okay. Okay. If you give me that idea with regard to the implementation of hudud or Islamic criminal law, if we base on one aspect, for example, as-sariqu was-sariqatu faqta'u aydiyahuma jazaa'an bima kasaba nakalan min Allah. So if the thief found guilty by the court, so the punishment is chop off the hands. But it will depend on certain circumstances. Okay, certain circumstances. For example, if we have situations such as poverty, okay, then flood, then what else? Okay, I give you one example, smoking. Okay, smoking. Previously, most of the Muslim scholars said it is not haram. It is not prohibited. Why? Because the knowledge at that time, the technology, okay, the science of that time, we don't know the exact disaster or the exact negative element that will affect the smokers. But now we can say we have consensus among medical practitioners. You know, all of them agree that if you smoke, then you will get this kind of disease, negative impact, and so on and so forth. Okay, so the Quran we have. So if we say about Quran, we have a certain aspect that we should know. Secondly, about the examples of Holy Prophet. Okay, why our Holy Prophet came to us? Number one, because our Holy Prophet, the objective of the Holy Prophet is to explain to us about. Sorry? I know about Islam, but about Islam we have a number of aspects. Okay, we have dunyawi and ukhrawi. Okay, we have hereafter, and we have worldly affairs. Okay, Holy Prophet came to us not to teach us, not to explain to us about worldly affairs. That's why when our Holy Prophet said, what we call this, Antum a'lamu bi umuri dunyakum, Antum a'lamu bi syu'uni dunyakum. You know very well, you know much better about your worldly life. Okay, that's why a Holy Prophet won't teach us about medical or about medications, about how to be a champion in sports, okay, how to to have business, a profitable business, so on and so forth. But our Holy Prophet came to us to outline how to be a good Muslim when you have this kind of business or trading and so on and so forth. How to pray, okay? So that's what we call as examples of Holy Prophet. How to be good husband, how to be good wives. Then number three, what we call this a qiyas, analogical reasoning. Okay, for qiyas, what is qiyas? To apply the ruling of an existing case found in the text of Quran, Sunnah, and consensus or ijma to a new case whose ruling is not found in these sources on the basis of common underlying attribute called illah of the ruling. Okay, so the elements of qiyas, number one is original case, number two ruling, number three the illah or which is underlying cause, And number 4, new case. Okay. The example we have here, to apply the rule regarding the exchange of gold and silver to paper currency. Okay, what is the asl, or the case, the principal case? What is the case? The principal case? Example here, we have this, okay. We have this, what we call this, to apply the rule regarding the exchange of gold and silver to paper currency. So we have original case. So what is the original case? Gold and silver. Okay, gold and silver. So the ruling is what? Okay, whether we can use or not, whether it is permissible to use gold and silver, okay, as a currency. Okay, then the illah, which is the underlying cause. Okay, underlying cause. What is the illah or underlying cause? Currency, okay? Then new case is paper currency, okay? For Malaysia, what do we have? Ringgit. So this is what we call as a qiyas. Original case, ruling, underlying cause, and new case. 4 items. Same thing goes to this second example, to apply the rule regarding wine to fermented grape juice and declare them prohibited. Original case is, yep, wine. Then ruling, prohibition, haram. Underlying cause, intoxication. Yeah, intoxication. Then new case, fermented grape juice and, okay. Do you understand this fermented grape juice? Our brother from Spain, can you assist me? How do you explain this fermented grape juice? Wine to fermented grape juice. What is the difference between wine and fermented grape juice? Alcohol presence. Okay, I think I have other example. I think it's better to make this explanation much better. Okay, we have this wine. Okay, we have this wine, and now we have what we call this mix. We mix the chemical. Okay, we mix the chemical. So when we mix the chemical, it is not originally. It is not originally from fruits. Okay. If it is originally from grape, for example, grape juice, it is clearly. Sorry, yeah. Okay. If it is fermented grape juice, it is haram or halal? Haram. But if you, for example, what we have right now, we have this. Can you name it? What do we have in Malaysia? Alcohol? Carlsberg? Tiger. Not that tiger in the zoo. Okay, this tiger. Okay. Okay, Because they have factory. So this they use modern technology. So it is not what we call this wine in terms of from fruit, but it is from chemical. So that's why we need this qiyas. So we need to have original case, ruling, underlying cause, and new case. Okay. Sorry. Ijma, consensus. Do you understand consensus? Consensus means everybody agree on certain ruling, conclusion. Let's say prayer 5 times a day. So what's the ruling? Prayer 5 times a day? Wajib or fard. Okay. Nobody in Malaysia or in Saudi Arabia or other parts in the world who says that it is not wajib. Okay. That's what we call as a consensus. Number 5, ijtihad. Okay. What's it, ijtihad? Ijtihad means? Opinion, verdict from scholars, okay, based on certain conditions. Okay. Okay, now we come to one part of Islamic law, which is Islamic law of Islamic criminal law. Okay, we have this crime and punishment under hudud, and we have crime and punishment under qisas. Okay, if you can, we start from here. Apostasy, majority of Muslim scholars opines that the sentence must be death penalty. Then false accusation, qadhaf. Okay, it is not 100 lashes. It is accusation of illicit sex. Sorry. Qadhaf. How many lashes? Qadhaf, how many lashes? Sorry. Qadhaf. I think here 80. 80, yeah, correct. 80. Then robbery. Okay. Chop off hand and foot. Then we have this illicit sexual relations, adultery, premarital sex, rape, sodomy. If married, stoning to death. Okay. Khudhu anni qad ja'alallahu lahunna sabila al-bikru bil-bikri jaldu mi'atin wa nafyu sana al-thaybu bi-thaybi jaldu mi'atin wa rajm. Okay, rajm, stoning to death. Unmarried, 100, caning 100 lashes. Then here drinking alcohol, 40, 80 lashes, but it is not there's no consensus among Muslim scholars with regard to what is a specific punishment for drinking alcohol. There's no specific punishment actually. Okay? But in Malaysia, because we have this, because we apply Shafi'i school of fiqh, so we say that minimum 40 lashes, maximum 80 lashes based on the version from Umar al-Khattab. Okay. Then theft. As-sariqu was-sariqatu faqta'u aydiyahuma jazaa'an bima kasaba nakala min Allah. So if you not you if someone convicted, found guilty due to this crime, so the punishment is chop off one hand. And we have this qisas, murder, death penalty, and causing hurt, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Do you have anyone Christians here, or Jews, or anyone here? Christians? No? You're Christians? Do you read your Bible? Old Testament, New Testament? Sure? Okay. If you can explain to us, what do you have with regard to this an eye for an eye in your Bible? Do you have come across with certain verses in Bible? You're not sure? If you can check, there are some verses in the Bible with regard to this an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Okay, so we have Christianity and Islam. We have this similar punishment with regard to this kind of what we call this crime. Okay, okay. Any question, guys? Do you have any question? No? Okay. Then we... Sorry. Yep.
Is it must give, example like murder, is it must to give same death penalty to the... is it have another way, just like forgiveness or so?
Okay, for murder, we have what we call this, if you compare between Islamic law, Islamic criminal law, and criminal law in Malaysia based on penal code. In Malaysia, murder, it is under section 302. Okay, section 302 penal code. If found guilty, what will happen to you? Okay. In Islam, what will happen to you? Option. What do you mean by option? Okay. The uniqueness of Islamic law, the government or the court cannot impose and cannot proceed with trial before they seek permission from the family, affected family. Okay? That's why, for me, if you ask my experience, my knowledge with regard to this murder case, which one is better, whether Malaysian law or Islamic law? Before we proceed, should we ask opinion or forgiveness or permission from the family or not? Regardless, you are Chinese, you are Indians, you are Hindus, Muslims, so on and so forth. What do you think? Yeah, it's better to ask permission or opinion from the affected family first. Why? Why? Because if you can remember, we have in Malaysia one quite famous case. Datuk Taha and Datuk Mokhtar Hashim. The victim is Datuk Taha. Datuk Mokhtar Hashim is the the convict, okay, the killer, okay. What happened in this case? Both of them were. Datuk Mokhtar Hashim is Minister of Sports and Youth, if I'm not mistaken, that time. Then Datuk Taha was Speaker of this DUN, State Assembly of Negeri Sembilan. Okay, so they have problem in UMNO, I don't know. Okay, then Datuk Mokhtar Hashim found guilty by High Court. Then he appealed to the higher court, which is Court of Appeal, and still Court of Appeal found him guilty. Then the final stage is what we call this Supreme Court. Supreme Court rejected his appeal. So what supposed to happen to this Dr. Mukhtar Hashim? He need to face capital punishment. Okay, he need to face capital punishment. But what happened? He filed an application to the Committee of Pardon. Okay, Jawatan Kuasa Pengampunan, Royal Pardon. Okay? Jawatan Kuasa Pengampunan Diraja. Okay, Royal Pardon. So this Royal Pardon, Jawatan Kuasa Pengampunan Diraja, give this pardon to him. So do you think it's fair or not? Without referring to family. If you ask me, regardless the victim Chinese, Indians, Malay, Iban, Kadazan, we should first refer to the family, ask them whether they're willing to forgive or not this culprit or this convict. So I think we should push our governments, propose to the government to change this section 302 and also what we call the CPC, Criminal Procedure Code, so that next time if this case section 302 come to the court, we will decide based on whether the family give permission or not to proceed with the case. Okay, guys? Okay, and do you have any question? No? No. Okay. Man badala dinahu faqtuluh. Whosoever change his religion, then kill him. This is very sensitive. Okay, our brothers, non-Muslim brothers, do you have any question? I expect definitely you must have what we call this disagreement with me, or you have yes.
Just to understand, so the different punishments that we saw on the screen, were they based on the Quran, or were they
based on Sahih Bukhari? Sahih Bukhari is authentic hadith of Holy Prophet. Authentic hadith of Holy Prophet. It is a tradition of Holy Prophet. Sorry?
It's based, the punishment that we saw there, they're based on the word of the Prophet.
Yes, based on the words of the Holy Prophet.
So they were written and replicated in the law.
Yeah.
So under one of my questions would be the last word was the tooth for a tooth, eye for an eye. So for me it's like the proportionality.
Okay, that one's from Quran, from Holy Book. Yeah.
So I was thinking how from my education and culture, I was thinking if stealing is stealing something proportional to losing your foot or your hand.
Hand. Stealing.
Yeah.
Yeah, hand.
One person that robs will be punished.
Hand and foot. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm having a difficult time seeing the proportionality of between one and the other one, the action and the punishment. Am I the only one that sees that it's not proportional to take something from another person and losing our hand when we can give it back? Just sharing a reflection.
Okay, we need to differentiate between theft and robbery. Okay, okay, this is quite technical. For robbery, there is no chance for you to escape from the punishment. For robbery, unless you settle it out of court. What we call it, you settle out of court before the victim lodge a complaint to the authorities, police or whatsoever. But for theft, it's up to the victim. It is up to the victim whether to forgive you or not. But still before he complained to the authorities.
So my question is, even if the victim thinks that the person who executed deserves
Yeah.
better, right?
Yeah, okay.
Even if that person has the possibility to say, yes, this person needs to lose his hand.
Mm-hmm.
For me, proportionality would be if I stole something from me.
Yeah.
Needs to be, I need to lose something. But something, I did not cut the hand of the other person.
Mm-hmm.
I stole an item, so I give back an item.
Yeah, I understand.
I will
Yeah.
understand the proportionality of losing my hand if
Yeah.
I had cut the hand of the other person.
Mm.
What I stole was an item. What I should give back is lose something from my property.
Okay.
That's my maybe sharing my concept of proportionality, that it's different.
Okay, if we discuss on the concept of proportionality, can we compare with other law in this world? Let's say, for example, in China, if you found guilty for corruption, for example, it is capital punishment. Capital punishment. Okay, even though you didn't harm any person in terms of their hands, their foot, or their body, but if the amount is over that limit, so you will face capital punishment in China. The same thing with in this country, for example, kidnapping, and the Kidnapping Act. Even though you didn't do anything harmful to the body of the victim, but if you found guilty under Kidnapping Act, because you use dangerous weapon, even though you didn't touch the body of the victim, you will face capital punishment. The same goes to the US, to France, UK. So I think it's fair. I think it's fair.
So after the zakat system being implemented, or before the zakat system?
Zakat.
The punishment.
No, it is not.
Because let's say the punishment being sentenced,
Hmm?
but the zakat system is not there. The sharing of the wealth is not there. So
Okay, it's like this. Let's say you are a judge. Okay, you are a judge. I'm a judge. Okay, when you want to deliver your judgment, and you want to decide what kind of punishment to be imposed on this what we call this the accused or the convict, you need to consider certain things, certain factors. Okay, number one, the severity of the crime, the offences. Okay, how severe that crime. Number two, you need to look at how cruel this offender, and you need to consider circumstances, surrounding circumstances. If you say with regard to this what we call this zakat contribution, okay, zakat distribution, okay, zakat distribution. If you ask me, it is not. It won't be taken into account by the judge. Why? Because if the offender didn't receive the zakat payment from the authorities, but if he is still a rich person from rich family, So for me, it won't be taken into account. That's my opinion. Okay. Any other views? Question? No? I thought you will. Yes, sir.
Our friend just now,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I got it wrong, but I think what he's trying to say is an eye for an eye. Okay, if I chop off one person's hand,
Okay.
maybe that is an offense. If I pay back with them chopping my hand, maybe it's fair.
Sorry.
Like let's say I chop a person's hand, okay, and I find guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So my hand should be chopped, which I think an eye for
It's
an eye
fair. It's fair.
But then again, maybe our friend will say, if I saw something material, not physical,
Mm-hmm.
should I be punished by having my hand chopped?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. That's what I asked you, whether I can compare with with a law that practiced by other countries, even in Malaysia. Even in Malaysia, kidnapping. Do you commit anything that harmful to other person's body? No. You just detain him or her, but because of that kind of detention, what we call this, detention, okay, that kind of offense, it is known as kidnapping. Then, if you found guilty, capital punishment. Not only in Malaysia, but all over the world. The same goes to Section 39B, Dangerous Drugs Act, DDA, Dangerous Drugs Act. If you have that exclusive possession in your body, what you call this, heroin, cannabis, okay? For example, cannabis, minimum 200 grams. If you have that exclusive possession, minimum 200 grams, then what will happen to you? Capital punishment. Okay?
I mean, I'm very interested in just now you mentioned about in China, the law says that if you're found guilty of corruption, that one is what penalty is that?
Capital punishment. Death penalty.
So, as a lawyer, do you think Malaysia should follow suit? Personally, I'm asking. Because now, doctor, in Malaysia, they're viral. A person caught with millions of ringgit in his possession, which is proven corrupted, he's only been fined for 4,000 or 5,000. You think it's fair? I mean, I don't know. As a lawyer, I think you should push for that,
Okay, my first question, who draft our law? Who draft our law? No, with regard to this corruption and Dangerous Drugs Act. Yeah, British from the beginning. Now.
I think now Parliament.
Yes. Okay. Members of Parliament. Okay. We have this system. You need to understand our legal system. Okay. At the federal level, we have what we call this Parliament. Okay. Parliament, we have upper house and lower house. Lower house is Dewan Rakyat. Okay, Dewan Rakyat. Upper house is Dewan Negara. Okay, that's at the federal level. State level, we have this ADUN, Ahli Dewan Undangan Negeri. Okay, what we call this member of State Assembly. Okay, State Legislative Assembly. Okay, these are a group of people that have the authority or the one who responsible to draft our legislation, our law. Okay. Now we start with Dangerous Drugs Act. Why? Section 39B, okay, says that if you have that exclusive possession, minimum 200 grams of cannabis, you will face capital punishment, which is death penalty. Okay, my question is why? Because our leaders here, our leaders in Malaysia, they think what? The threat is very serious. Why the threat is very serious? Because the location of Malaysia. Okay, we have Thailand up there, then we have Indonesia, Philippines. Okay. Okay. we call it what?
The triangle.
Yeah, that golden triangle. Okay, that golden triangle. What does it mean by golden triangle? Business of what? Trading of what? Drugs. Okay. They make the use of the location of our country. That's why our government think that it's better to increase the punishment to make sure that we can cope with this kind of what you call this trading, blah blah blah, with this dangerous drugs. Okay, now the second thing, the second item, what is corruption? Can you imagine? We are the one. Let's say we are the one who draft the legislation. We are the one who what? Create this law. At the same time, not we, but our surrounding, blah 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 blah, commit this kind of things. Do you think they dare enough to draft this kind of to increase the punishment, or let's say to put capital punishment for those who found guilty with this corruption? I don't think so. I don't think so. For example, you love very much your wife, you love very much your brothers, your sisters, your sons, your daughters. But if your sons or your daughters found guilty, your brothers found guilty, what will you do? You will sacrifice everything to make sure that you can save your family. So this problem, what we call is corruption, okay, it's very common among politicians. Sorry to say this, okay, very common, okay, very common. So that's the problem in, sorry.
Rather than taking care of the family, now they are taking care of the cronies or something like that.
Okay. Do you have any other question, guys? Yes. We call this nisab. There's a certain what we call minimum value of what we call this subject matter. I cannot recall, but if I'm not mistaken, one fourth of dinar. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not so sure. I need to check. No. Yeah, no. We have a very clear-cut what we call this authorities from hadith, from the authentic hadith, saying that if I'm not mistaken, 1/4 of dinar. Okay. You have any other question? I thought you will attack me on this on this one. Okay. Next. Sorry.
Will you repeat this again?
Which one? This one. Okay. Man baddala dina faqtuluh. Man, whosoever. Okay. Man is an Arabic word. Whosoever. Baddala means change. Okay. Whosoever change. Dinahu means his or her religion. Faqtuluh. The punishment is kill him or kill her. Okay, brother, do you have any? What do you have in your mind right now?
I mean, this brings to mind so many
Okay.
It's a belief system. It might have something to do with ethnicity. Is it handed down? Maybe some of the knowledge is handed down from parents. And rituals and things like this. But perhaps you find that you relate to one religion or another, and this applies specifically to Muslims.
Yep.
Or so basically, it's saying if you leave Muslim community, then you get killed. Would they do the same punishment to someone who is converting to Muslim?
No. No. Okay. That's all?
It's not fair. Just trying to understand.
Okay, brother. I'm not sure whether my response will be good news or not good news for you, but this hadith is authentic hadith. Authentic hadith, which says that whosoever change his or her religion, then kill him or her. But among scholars, among Muslim scholars, they have divergence of opinions, differences of opinions, with regard to what does it mean by, what's the underlying cause of this punishment. Number one, because you change your religion from Islam to Christian or from Islam to Hinduism, then that's why government will kill you, or there is something else. Majority of scholars say that whosoever change his religion or her religion, that's it. It's capital punishment. Okay, that's a majority of scholars. But some of them, minority of the scholars, they say that no. The reason behind this hadith is because when you change your religion, then you have your own plan to topple down your government. Okay? Do you understand that? You change your religion, then you go against your government, then that's the only reason why we have this capital punishment. Not because mere changing your religion. No. Okay, so if you ask me, I would say that two opinions among Muslim scholars, among Islamic jurists, with regard to this this hadith, this tradition of Prophet. Yes.
As far as you know, in other scriptures, is there a comparable kind of statement, scriptures or teachings? I am interested whether in the Christian scripture or Jewish scripture or even the Hindu scripture, whether there is a similar statement regarding the changing of religion, because as you correctly pointed out, it is probably a very political underlying factor here.
As far as I'm concerned, I don't have any knowledge about that. I'm so sorry. Yes, yes.
I'm curious, is this something that is written in the Quran?
For this one?
Yeah.
No.
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 So what text is it from?
We say Sahih Bukhari. Sahih Bukhari means Sahih Bukhari is authentic hadith compiled by Imam Bukhari. If you look at the ranking, okay, the hierarchy of the saying of Prophet, the tradition of Prophet, do you know that? You don't know. Okay. In our religion, our scholars compile all this tradition of the Prophet, his good deeds, his sayings, his good manners, blah blah blah. Okay, in, let's say, one book, 2 books, 3 books. Okay, one book belongs to or compiled by Imam Bukhari. Another book compiled by Imam Muslim. Okay, then An-Nasa'i, Bukhari, Tirmidhi. Okay, so this Bukhari, Imam Bukhari, highest. The ranking is highest, number 1. Okay. So if you speak to the Muslims and they say that we have we have this Sunnah or this tradition of the Prophet. How do you know? According to Imam Bukhari, it means that the highest ranks. Okay, do you understand that? Okay. Yes.
Can this be changed?
Okay, brother.
I explain myself. Sorry, it was very. What it was said was said.
Okay.
So I understand that somehow it needs to be respected, or how it was said. That society evolves.
Yes. Yes.
Evolves. So if that's the case, I would like to know, Sharia law, is there any process where those that are members of that society evolves? It's not the same when Sahih Bukhari wrote it. How many years ago was?
How many years? I'm not so sure, but yeah.
More or less, how many generations? 7 generations, maybe. 17 generations. So it might be things that have changed from then to today. Is there any process where those that are members and they believe and defend the Sharia law, where they can meet together and analyze if those things that were said and followed from long time ago are still today adapted to the day? If that's the case, how is that process? Or it will never be changed?
Okay, that's why I stress this part during my introduction. Why? Because we have these 2 parts. One, we have. Can I use this whiteboard? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Okay. Okay, number 1, you should know about this one. Okay. How do you pronounce this one? How do you pronounce this one? Sharia. Okay, good. Okay, number 1, Sharia. Okay. Number 2, we call it fiqh. Okay. What is the difference between Sharia and fiqh? Sharia, Quran, okay. Number 2, okay, Sunnah or tradition of Holy Prophet. Tradition of Prophet. Okay. This one you cannot change. Forever. You cannot change. Understand it? Okay. Number 2, we have this fiqh. How to translate this word of fiqh to English? Fiqh.
Man-made laws.
No. Okay. According to some scholars, okay? According to some scholars, they said fiqh is law. Okay? Law. But if you said law, it also refers to Quran and Hadith. Okay. Number 2, they said jurisprudence. Same thing. Okay? Jurisprudence. Number 3. ما هو المراد بفقه؟ المراد بفقه هو anyone here can speak Arabic؟ في اللغة العربية يمكن؟ ها؟ قليل؟ رويدا قليلا وقليلا. Okay, fiqh in Arabic, fahmun. Okay, fahmun means understanding. Okay, how do you understand certain things? Okay, understanding, your understanding. Standing. Okay. Can we, for a while, ignore this one and ignore this one? Okay. Fiqh means understanding. Why? Because fiqh is a product of what? Yes, scholars. Okay, scholars. Scholars. In Arabic, we call it ulama. Okay. Now, okay, Sharia, we have this too. Quran and tradition of Prophet, we cannot change forever. But we have this understanding. One scholar or scholar A may understand one hadith according to his understanding in a certain way. Scholar B or ulama B may understand it differently. Do you understand this one? So how to apply our brother's question just now with regard to this one? Can we change? Can we change or cannot? This saying, we cannot change. But the application we can adjust, we can make an arrangement. Depends on our circumstances. Yes, brother.
There are some companions of the Prophet, they migrated to Ethiopia, they changed to Christians, but they are not killed. So why like Prophet not implementing it?
Oh, that one I don't have a clue. So I'm so sorry. I don't have a clue. But if you ask me, probably because of the second opinion. Doesn't mean that if you change your religion, then you will face a capital punishment.
So the punishment is there, but doesn't mean you implement it.
Yeah, right. Because we need, to implement this one, capital punishment, you need authority. Okay, you need power. So if you don't rule that country, how can you implement this capital punishment? No. For example, in Malaysia, let's say, na'udzubillah, let's say one person change his or her religion. Do you think you can kill him? No, you cannot.
Maybe in Brunei.
Brunei, Brunei, I cannot comment on that one.
Because that can be considered as totally Islamic
law.
state.
If you say totally Islamic state, but still depends on how do you interpret this one. Still depends on that.
But I mean, these hadith, as far as hadith is concerned, I think somebody narrated to me that if you become murtad, you go out from Islam, but then again, you you talk bad about Islam, spread it out.
Yep.
I think that is deserve that. Just one of the ulamas says that. But if you change your religion, but you keep quiet, let it be.
Yeah.
That is
That's the second opinion. That's the second opinion. Yeah. Sorry, say. Yes.
I just want to ask if you're someone who conducts punishment, then what Yeah, you're putting yourself in a situation if you're the person who conducts the punishments.
Mm-hmm.
You open yourself up to a lot
Sorry?
of negativity. No? If you are the punisher, that's torture, no?
Mm-hmm.
In itself. Who has to do this job?
Okay, brother. This is my own experience. My colleagues, my friends, they are lawyers, advocates, and solicitors. They are Sharia practitioners. They are judges, Sharia judges. They are public prosecutor. Okay, they are police officer. If you ask same question to them, what do you think? What do you think they answer? I'm doing my job. Yeah, we need to set aside our personal feeling. Sometimes if you are going to deliver your verdict or your judgment, you think, oh, I shouldn't do this. That's in your mind. Okay, I shouldn't do this, but you have to. You have to, because you don't have any option. That's the only one way to punish this offender. According to law of the country, whether it is Islamic law or it is man-made law. Okay, I share my experience. My experience with judges. You know this section 375, 376. Okay, 375, 376 Penal Code in Malaysia. Okay. We have this, what we call this rape. Sorry to say this, rape. Okay, you know rape? Yeah. Okay, sexual intercourse by force. Okay, by force. In Malaysia, we have another one known as statutory rape. Okay, what is statutory rape? Statutory rape is if you have that sexual intercourse, even though it is voluntarily, but your partner is underage. What do you mean by underage? Yes, under 16 years old. Okay, what will happen to you? You don't know. You will face imprisonment. Okay, jail, imprisonment. You know, this one lady judge approached me. Okay, for your information, in Malaysia, if it is statutory rape, normally the judge is lady judge. Okay, female lady judge. Not normally. Okay, this lady judge approached me, and she said to me, sometimes she felt it is unjust. Why? Because the so-called victim, this underage, let's say this underage girl, she is the one who not agree. She's the one who initiate. So that's the problem. So she said that if I can change our law, I will change the law. She told me. But you don't have any choice. That's why I told you, if you are prosecutor, deputy public prosecutor, you are judge, you are lawyer, you are advocate, solicitor, you need to put aside your personal feeling. Same goes to police officer, immigration officer. Okay, you have your own SOP, standard of operation, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay. You have any? Yep.
Regarding the changing of religion, there's one verse in the Quran, La ikraha fid-din. How do you explain? There's no compulsion.
Okay, la ikraha fid-din. Apa semua? Okay, la ikraha fid-din. According to Imam Al-Qurtubi, there are five 5 opinions among mufassirun. Who are mufassirun? Scholars who interpret, scholars who explain, okay? What we call this exegesis of Quran, okay? Exegesis. Okay. La ikraha fid-din in English, no compulsion in religion. Okay? Number 1, view number 1. That verse, what we call this? Mansukhah. Mansukhah in English? Abolished. Okay? I think there's one, never mind. Abolished. Why abolished? The verse is still there, but the ruling is abolished. Okay, why abolished? Because when they consider what we call this a number of war participated by Holy Prophet, it shows that what? When it is a war, it is a what? You said no compulsion in religion, but you declare a war against other nation, against other country. So it is. You use force. Okay? You use force against other nation. You use force against other country, against other state, against other people, against other group of people. So how can you say you don't have this compulsion? You won't force other people, but you declare war against other people. That's why the first opinion, the first view says that that verse abolished by other verse, which is the declaration of war against other nation. Okay, you get my point, guys? Number 2, la ikraha fid-din, no compulsion in religion. It means what?
Force somebody has to come.
You cannot force, no compulsion, no compulsion against whom? Non-Muslim. Which non-Muslim? Which one? Certain group of people, yes. Number 1, Jews. Number 2, Christians. Okay, Christians. Why? Yeah, people of the book. Okay, people of the book, Ahlul Kitab. Okay, of the book. Okay, number 3. Number 3. Anyone? Nope. Number 3. Nope. Okay. There is I forgot his name. Sorry, never mind. This one lady, this verse specifically refers to what we call this, that time, people of Medina, okay, people of Medina, they regard Jews as best religion. Best religion. That time. Okay, that time. So what happened? She convert her children to, I cannot remember, her two sons, if I'm not mistaken, okay, to how do you spell that? Jewish, yeah? Jewish. Okay. So this number 3, number 4, number 5. I can remember. Right. Okay. So from here, we can see that the majority of scholars say that this verse either abolished or no compulsion referred to only Jews and Christians. Okay. If you look at right now, can we force our school children? Can we force our citizens? Can we force our what we call this workers, employees, our kids, our children? Can we force him to do certain things? Yes or no? Yes. Yes, we can force them. Okay, for example, you must come to this office from 8 to 5. If you don't come, then okay. If you want to drive in this country, you need to obey to the rules. Okay, what rules we have? Okay, if red, no, don't go. Okay, green, blah, blah, blah. If you refuse to follow, then the traffic officer will give you a ticket. Can we force? Yeah, we can force. We can force because of traffic offences or these traffic laws, rules and regulation. We can force. We can make it compulsory for our employees to come to the office. We can force people to obey rules and regulation in this country. Why our God cannot force you to this religion? Once you choose this religion, then you must obey to the rules and regulations fixed by Allah and by our Holy Prophet. Do you have sorry?
Yes. Perhaps if you can explain how this hadith came about, it can make it easier to understand.
I'm sorry. I cannot recall it. Okay. I cannot recall it. I'm so sorry. Okay, guys. Let's say you visit US or you visit Australia. Do you have any other choice to follow other law? No? You need to follow local law. Okay? Even though if you check, for example, US, they have this, what we call it, different law according to the states. Different states, they have different set of law. That's America, US, United States of America. Okay? Okay, guys, any other question? No? This one. والشيخ والشيخة إذا زنيا فرجموهما البتة نكالا من الله والله عزيز حكيم. Okay, what is والشيخ والشيخة? Old man. Do you think we can translate these two words literally, or what do you? How do you understand a sheikh and a sheikha? Literally, yes, old man, old woman. Okay. It means what? Married, yes. Married man, married woman. Okay. Idza zanaya, if they, yep, adultery, okay. Farjumuhuma, then stone them to death. Both of them, okay. Albattata means mandatory. No other punishment. No other punishment. Nakala means it is a punishment, okay, preventive punishment. Nakala means preventive punishment. Okay, preventive punishment from Allah. Okay. Do you have any question? This verse abrogated, okay, abolished, abrogated by Allah. So we don't have this verse in Quran, but we have this ruling until now. Yep. So the implication is, if you try to check from the Quran, you cannot find this verse. Abrogated. Verse is abrogated, but rulings is remains. It remains. Okay. Question? Oh, sorry, Ustaz. This is very sensitive. Everybody, blah, blah, blah. No. It's okay. Yes. Waalaikumsalam.
If it is not in the Quran,
okay.
you say it's abrogated, how can it become a ruling?
Okay. This topic is very controversial among what we call this scholars. Okay. Why? We have majority and minority, okay, among scholars. Majority of scholars say that they, according to them, we have this kind of abrogation, okay. We have this ayah mansukha, ayah mansukha, which means that Quranic verse which is abrogated by Allah. Okay. Nasakh and mansukh. Nasakh and mansukh. If you want to know details on this topic, you need to study what? Sciences of Quran. Ulumul Quran. Sciences of Quran. Okay. Sciences of Quran or Ulumul Quran. Nasakh and mansukh means there's one verse that replace another verse. Mansukha or mansukh means this verse replaced by this verse. Do you understand this, guys? Okay. Majority of scholars or jumhur ulama, majority of scholars, many of them say that we have this nasakh and mansukh. Minority, some of them, they have same opinion with you, brother. Same opinion with you. How can we have a verse, this verse, then Allah abrogated His own verse? So if you ask me that question, what I can say is we have that second opinion. No, cannot. Okay? So?
Excuse me, Doctor.
Yep, sorry.
When we talk about this abrogation, does it mean that the latter verses abrogates the earlier ones, or do they have equal standing in the revelation, timing?
Okay, that's why if we learn on this nasakh and mansukh, we need to know chronology. Okay, how to spell it? Chronological order. Okay, chronological order. Which means that which verse comes first. Okay, which verse comes first? So the second verse replace the first one. Okay, but why majority of scholars said there are circumstances where Quranic verses abrogated by other Quranic verse or one Quranic verse abrogated by hadith of the Prophet. Why? Because, for instance, this one, وَالشَّيْخُ وَالشَّيْخُةِ إِذَا زَنَيْ فَرْجُمُهُمَ الْبَتَّةَ, this one stated in what we call this Sahih Bukhari, the saying of Umar Khattab. The saying of Umar Khattab, he said that after a long time, you people won't find this verse. Okay? Umar al-Khattab said, you people won't find this verse. You cannot, if you try to check this verse, you cannot find it from the Holy Quran. Why? Because it is abrogated. That is the saying of the saying of the second caliph. Okay? Umar Khattab said. So majority of scholars said because of that saying of Umar Khattab. So we agree that we have this nasakh and mansukh on what we call this Quranic verses. Okay.
So this is a hadith.
This one is a Quranic verse.
It's a Quranic verse.
Yes. Because of hadith. Because of hadith. Because of hadith. If yes, yeah, yes.
It's a Quranic verse, but it's not in the Quran anymore because
Yeah.
Allah abolished it.
Yeah.
So how, just understand, how is the process to abolish Quranic verse? If someone gets the communication
Mm-hmm.
and the order to abolish it,
Okay.
who gets that communication?
From science of the Quran, we know the process of compilation. Okay, the process of compilation. How to arrange the Quranic verses according to the chapter. Okay, according to chapter, this chapter comes early. This chapter later, for example. So from this compilation, we know that this verse abrogated. No more in the Quran. No more in the Quran. But the ruling is there. Why? Because of the tradition of the Prophet. That's why if we learn this science of the Quran, we know that what is the function of tradition of the Prophet? To explain what happened to the Quran. Okay.
Will that happen in the future, that different Quran verse might be abolished as well?
Is it?
Is it something that happened in the past
Uh-huh.
cannot happen anymore?
No.
It can or it cannot?
Cannot.
Where it was abolished,
Mm.
nothing will change.
See, okay, like this. This is Muslims' belief. We have Jews, Christians, and Muslims. Jews, the Holy Scriptures, Torah, okay, Torah. It's okay, it's okay. Injil or Bible? Bible? If you say Bible, I'm so sorry, I quite disagree. Okay? Can I put here Injil? Okay, Injil. Okay, Injil. And this one? Quran. Okay. Our belief, Muslims believe Torah from Allah to Prophet Moses, okay, Moses or Musa alayhi salam. Christians, Injil from Allah or Bible, okay. Injil from Allah to Jesus Christ or Isa al-Masih. Okay. Same goes to Muslims. Okay. Quran from Allah to Prophet Muhammad. In our belief, Torah is abrogated. Okay? Injil abrogated. Okay? So we have this one. If you ask me, can the Quran abrogated by Allah? Yeah, because Torah abrogated by Allah, Injil abrogated by Allah. We have only Quran. The only problem is because, like what you asked me, well, why this verse abrogated, but the ruling remains in Islam. That's why we have second opinion among scholars. They said they disagree with that. So they say that this verse, we don't have this verse, but what we call this stoning to death, fixed by tradition of the Prophet. Why? Because we follow this one, Jews and Christians. They have stoning to death. Jews have this stoning to death. Christians also have stoning to death. Abrogated the Holy Scriptures. Holy Scriptures. These Holy Scriptures also abrogated, but the rulings still there. Okay, that's why if you learn about Islam, you can find certain similarities with previous religion, because all these religions come from same source, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yep.
If these two sinners, they do repentance, how though?
Okay, good question. This couple, okay, man and woman, they repent. Okay, they repent. The question is, what happened to them? Okay. Rule number one. Okay, rule number one. Na'udzubillah. We seek protection from Allah. But rule number one, if you involve with this kind of situation, okay, this kind of situation, rule number one, don't tell anybody, don't tell anyone, don't share your experience, blah blah, oh I have a good blah blah blah. No. Keep your mouth shut.
Most probably nobody knows. Nobody will believe you if you're old.
You need to define how old is old. Whether 60 years old is old or still young. 50 years old or young. Okay, rule number one, don't tell anybody, don't tell anyone, don't share with anybody. Okay? Because if you share with, your wrongdoing, you will receive another punishment from Allah. Okay? Rule number two, You said repent. How to repent? Okay. Don't repeat it. Again, don't repeat your wrongdoings. Number 2. Before that, before that. We will come to that point later. Before, don't repeat. Don't repeat. Before that. Rule number 1. First one.
Make sincere repentance.
You need to seek forgiveness from Allah. Astaghfirullah, oh Allah, and forgive me. Maaf, ampunkanlah aku, kan? My sins, blah blah blah. I have done this. Okay. That's number 1. Seek forgiveness from Allah. Okay. How big your sin? Okay. How serious is your wrongdoings? Nothing can block you. Nothing can prevent you from forgiveness from Allah. Number 2, don't repeat it. Number 3. Regret. Okay. Number 3, regret. Number 4.
Not to repeat again.
If it involves other people, okay, you need to. Yep. Okay. So for these wrongdoings, you must make sure that you follow these steps. Nothing can prevent you from Allah's forgiveness. How big is your sin? How serious is your wrongdoings? Nothing can block you. Nothing can prevent you from Allah's forgiveness. Maghfirah from Allah. Okay? Yep.
All our Islamic laws, public laws and everything, before we pass this, before we hukum, before we find the accused guilty, there is a question of witnesses, there's a question of how to come to the judgment of passing the judgment. So all this adultery, all these things, there are witnesses to come and witness that the thing has happened. So when it comes to adultery, which happens behind doors, it is matters that we cannot accuse. But it happens when there are witnesses. We need witnesses to come, and we apply the witnesses there for witnesses good judgment, everything. So how do we arrive at finding guiltiness, someone to be guilty, and where in our Islamic law, so far we have accused people of adultery? I mean, this situations has occurred. Have it occurred?
Okay. Number 1, you need to understand the philosophy of certain law. Okay. I give you one example. Now we have this Counter-Terrorism Act. Okay, counter-terrorism. You think it is easy for you to be convicted, or it's quite difficult for government to prove, or for the police to prove you involved with this this kind of ISIS, this kind of terrorist movement? Easy or difficult? Easy or difficult? Difficult?
But I think in Malaysia, sorry, if I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Even if you read certain books by certain authors,
yep,
you are guilty as a terrorist.
Yep.
In Malaysia,
2 years, 5 years imprisonment, 10 years imprisonment.
Because of you have that
in your possession, you read certain books. For example, let's say my experience with ISIS, how ISIS blah blah blah. Okay, you have that book, 1 book, 2 books, 3 books in your house, in your room. If the authorities arrest you because you have these books, what will happen to you? It is prima facie evidence. Okay? Prima facie evidence to say that you are guilty because your involvement with ISIS, for example. Do you involve with ISIS? You involved with ISIS? No, you just read the books. You only read the books, but our government make it easy for them to prove that you have that involvement. Same goes to this, what we call this, students. Okay, students, they 2 or 3 students fall in love with this guy. This guy, sorry, I'm not so sure, but they say that this guy from Syria. So this girl bought a flight ticket from KL. She went to, if I'm not mistaken, Istanbul to meet this guy. So the family lodged a police report. Okay. Then this girl detained by I think Turkish authorities. So they brought this lady, this girl to KL, and they produced this girl to the court and found guilty. Why? Because her intention to marry with this guy, it is an element of terrorism. Just because you have books, just because you want to marry this guy, it is considered as offense in Malaysia. Okay. This one, no. This one, if you have 3 witnesses, but you don't have how many? You must have 4, but you have 3 witnesses. What will happen to your case? Drop.
And then that 4 must be good standing. Again, the 4 witnesses must be good standing, not
trustworthy. Okay, adl. Okay, and must see that kind of that wrongdoings clearly. Okay, how to define the word clearly? You know what I mean? Okay, so if you cannot see that clearly, or you have only 3 witnesses, the charges will be dropped against you. So if you ask me, which one is better, this kind of law or Counter-Terrorism Act? This one, okay? This one, 4 witnesses. And you said, farjumuhum al-battata, stoning to death, okay? Stone them to death. But what happened to Ma'is al-Aslami? What happened to Ma'is al-Aslami? Ma'is approached our Holy Prophet. He said, Ya Rasulullah, what he said? Inni zanaitu ya Rasulullah. Inni zanaitu. Verily I committed adultery, zina. Okay. What happened? Fa'a'arada anhu. Our Holy Prophet turn back. Okay, turn back. Okay, 4 times. 4 times. Then after that, he still repeat his confession. Then this what we're going to stone him to death proceed. Yeah, this punishment proceed. What happened? This Ma'is escaped from the place. Then this one companion chased him and hit him with a bone of a camel. I'm not so sure. Then from that what I call this, from that story, from the incident, our Holy Prophet said that it's better to let him go. So how do you understand that one? In Malaysia or in this world, there's no such capital punishment that will let you go. No. Only in Islam. Capital punishment, if you run away, we will let you go. we will let you go. It means what? This is what we call rahmatan lil alamin. If you commit that sin, both of you, so keep it among yourself. Then don't spread that wrongdoings. No, don't share with other people, because it's normal for us. Some say that, oh, kita pergi golok dulu. No. Okay, guys. Okay, any other question, guys? 10 o'clock. Our brother Kamrin said we will have part 2, part 3. We will have Islamic law contract, Islamic family law, blah blah. Okay, Islamic law of finance, banking. Okay, so we have this qadhaf, this adultery, alcohol. Okay, so hopefully I can conclude here, and I'm so sorry if I cannot explain to you thoroughly, but inshallah we will get rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wallahu a'lam wa billahi tawfiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.